and I'm gonna get a lot of too. But honestly, there could be the way where you put Crawford over.
Oh, he's coming behind his jab. He's throwing straight punches. He's going to the body, going up and down. He just got to tighten up a little bit on his defense. But other than that, man, he's good.
The title of pound-for-pound #1 in boxing is never certain. It's a sport full of debate among fans and the media. Still, one of boxing's most formidable fighters has made his opinion known. David Benavidez, also called the Mexican Monster, recently spoke about Terence "Bud" Crawford. This wasn't a challenge, but a show of respect. Benavidez said that Crawford didn't just beat Canelo Alvarez at 168 pounds, he dominated him. A smaller fighter moving up in weight managed to control the man many thought was unbeatable.
The Mount Rushmore of
Hell
boxers?
Yeah. Yes. Fuck yeah.
Yeah?
3-time undisputed. He just beat Canelo.
Yeah.
The face of boxing. So now you can say Bud is the face of boxing.
Greatest of all time, or?
Greatest of all time.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it can never be one great,
Yeah.
but he definitely one of the greatest of all time, for sure.
Benavidez knows what it takes to compete at the top. He's a multi-time world champion who has never lost. His praise for Terence Crawford wasn't just empty flattery, it was sincere respect. In a sport full of pride and trash talk, Benavidez did something uncommon. He didn't just recognize Crawford's talent, he honored it. He called Crawford one of boxing's Mount Rushmore figures, a true legend whose influence on the sport will be remembered long after most fans are gone.
Terence Crawford, because he beat, he did something that I didn't think he was gonna do. He beat Canelo. That's 3 weight classes going up. And he made it look pretty easy. So you have to give Crawford.
When praise comes from one of your toughest opponents, it carries real weight, the kind that makes people take notice. After watching Terence Crawford move up in weight and claim every major title, David Benavidez felt compelled to show his respect. But what he said next explained why Crawford earned so much admiration. When asked what impressed him most about Crawford, Benavidez didn't mention his speed, sharp footwork, or ability to switch stances. Instead, he highlighted something that can't be taught: heart. Benavidez said what amazed him was seeing Crawford willingly stand toe-to-toe with a powerful fighter like Canelo in the later rounds, not just satisfied with winning, but determined to take full control. That fighter's instinct, the relentless drive to dominate, that never settles for an easy victory.
Was Crawford's ability to stay focused in the fight, and not only just to stay focused and box, but he also got rugged in there. He started balling with him towards some late rounds. That's something I appreciate in a fighter. He was already up. He could have chose to just box, but he went in there and he tried to brawl with him in the last round. So that's really what impressed me. His heart more than anything impressed me.
He was already well ahead on the scorecards. He said that this level of courage is what sets great fighters apart from true legends.
Fight, it's a good fight for both of them. Good fight for, I think it's more important for Crawford than anybody, but I think if anybody could beat Canelo, I think Crawford could.
Yeah, I know you said he could be the guy. What kind of a chance do you ultimately give him?
I think you give him a 7 out of a 10.
Oh wow, that high. I thought you were going to say 25.
Crawford is good. Crawford is good, and I think he's been known that he's going to fight Canelo for a long time. And Crawford, he likes to pick up the weight, so I'm sure he's been working on the weights for a long time. So Crawford, when he has with a person that has a big IQ like that, if you do enough weights, and you stay working for a long time, you have a punch.
Benavidez believes that Crawford's mindset is his greatest weapon. It's not only his talent that makes him nearly unstoppable, it's the mentality behind it. He has top-level skills, but what truly sets him apart is his fearless, almost relentless attitude. According to Benavidez, that's something Canelo Alvarez seems to have started losing over time.
But honestly, there could be the way where you put Crawford over Mayweather. Because of going up, you didn't see Mayweather go up from 147 to 168. That's crazy, bro. And honestly, I thought Crawford was gonna have more of a hard time because he had a hard time with Madronov. So imagine going up to it. That's crazy. But I don't want to take nothing away from Mayweather. Mayweather's the greatest of all time. But I think that was a really big risk that Crawford took, and then he ended up winning. So you have to give credit to that too. That's a big risk. That'd be like me going up and fighting Usyk right now, heavyweight.
I know that's been kind of hinted.
I'm not thinking of that right now. No, but that's kind of like how that'd be. So you have to, bro. That's a lot of, he has a lot of balls to do that. And not only to go do that to show the world that he's really like that.
Benavidez's praise for Crawford carried a sharp edge. It also served as a critique of Canelo Alvarez. After Crawford secured his place among boxing's all-time greats, Benavidez shifted focus to Canelo, the fighter Crawford had just dominated. He pointed out what he saw as Canelo's biggest flaw, and it wasn't a lack of skill or power. Benavidez believes Canelo's ego became his own worst enemy. He thought Canelo underestimated his opponent and lost sight of what truly mattered in the ring. Benavidez didn't hold back, saying Canelo had grown arrogant, showing little respect for his rival or the sport. He thought he could just walk Crawford down, land one clean shot, and finish the fight, Benavidez said. But that mindset cost him everything.
I kind of felt like that could have been me. That was my moment. You know what I mean? If I would have gone in there, I know I would have beat him. You know what I mean? So I don't want to be a hater, but that's kind of how I feel. But you know what I mean? I give all the flowers to Crawford. You know what I mean?
That should have been me in there. That should have been my.
If I would have got that fight, I would have been me. I would have been the one getting my hand raised. But like I said, it didn't happen, and that's why it didn't happen, because Canelo knows that.
Benavidez made it clear that disrespect has no place in boxing. He closed his comments with a strong warning every fighter should heed: arrogance can be your undoing. In the end, the same ego that once drove Canelo's rise to fame became the very thing that led to his downfall.
Crawford took it way more serious than Canelo, which is kind of weird because, you know, the amount of money that Canelo was making. And I know all these people say, oh, yeah, you know, talking shit about Canelo. I'm not talking shit about him. He just didn't look like he really prepared 100%. He's throwing 10 punches around. Or I think his ego is that big that he thought that, oh, I'm just going to walk through him, catch him with a good shot, and it's going to be done. As you can see, Crawford is a different type of fighter. Not only has he had the boxing IQ, he has that dog in him. He was in there. He was brawling with Canelo like in the 8th, 9th, getting the best out of him. Boxing, he's epitome of a great boxer. There's a lot of lessons to be learned in that fight. You know what I mean? If you really want to make something come true and you really believe it, you can make it come true. And then the other lesson is, don't let your ego get the best out of you, and don't think that you don't have to prepare because you're a bigger fighter. You know what I mean? That shit will bite.
With Canelo no longer at the top, all eyes turned to the next possible mega fight, the one fans have been dreaming about. Terence Crawford, known for his deadly killer instinct, was now being linked to Mexico's own powerhouse, David Benavidez. It felt like a true passing of the torch, the new king against the uncrowned one, a clash for control of the 168-pound division. The excitement was immediate. Fans and analysts alike agreed this was the fight everyone wanted. But when Benavidez was asked about facing Crawford, his answer shocked everyone. He didn't just decline, he completely dismissed the idea. Benavidez said he had no interest in fighting Crawford, and the reason was as surprising as his refusal. "I'm done with 168, he said. That division is behind me." He made it clear that even a massive payday, even one involving Canelo, wouldn't change his mind. This wasn't about money or fame, it was about moving on.
Like 168, is that a possibility?
Honestly, bro, my plan is after this fight, I want to go down to 154. Nah, bro, I'm done with cruiserweight. You know, I want to take this opportunity, though. Yes, I say cruiserweight. I want to take this opportunity to, you know, congratulate Crawford. You know, he put a hell of a performance. He's up there in the Mount Rushmore of the greatest fighters of all time. And, you know, let Crawford do his thing, bro. You know, at the end of the day, I have no interest in fighting Crawford. I have no interest in going down to 168. I mean, yeah, it's nice that it would be dope winning all titles, but I'm way past that at 168. You know, I found the only reason I wouldn't even go down to 168 for Canelo. And I'm just being real with you, you know, and let Crawford do his thing. Let him have his, let him, I want to give his flowers, man, because he's a great fighter, man. When there's no other fighter that's coming up from 147 to beat a type of fighter like Canelo at 168, you know, when Crawford, you know, he's one of the greatest of all time. So, you know, I have no interest in going down to 168. I'm not saying that I'm scared of Crawford or whatever, you know, but Crawford's a man at 168. That's his weight class.
With a firm and almost dismissive tone, Benavidez shut down what might have been one of boxing's biggest matchups. His message was clear and strong: let Terence Crawford have his division. By stepping aside, Benavidez turned his back on the entire weight class, and on the fight fans had been eagerly awaiting. In doing so, he left no question about who truly commands the 168-pound division. Crawford stood alone as the undisputed force.
Benavidez, who you favorite? I still got it at 50-50. Benavidez good, but Canelo is, you know what I mean, great. we just gotta see the fight, man. We all want to see the fight.
Do you think he gets him to the body? Because Boo Boo was landing a lot of body shots.
I don't know. That's why I said we gotta watch the fight. You know what I mean? It's a different style, different type of fighter. You got two strong fighters going head to head.
Is Canelo the only 68U fighter? Would you consider a Benavidez?
Yeah, Canelo the only.
But why would the top fighter in his division step away? Why leave behind a weight class full of stars and big paydays? This is a part of the story that often gets missed. 168 pounds. Benavidez has a complicated past. He's the first fighter ever to win a world title twice and lose both reigns. His first championship ended after he tested positive for cocaine, costing him the belt. When he reclaimed it, he lost it again, this time for failing to make weight. For Benavidez, his journey at 168 pounds has been full of struggle and setbacks. Cutting weight took a heavy toll on his body and mind. Now, the Mexican monster is ready to move on. He's leaving the past behind and moving up to 175 pounds, focusing on the light heavyweight division. His goal is clear: dominate a new group of contenders and face the next generation of top fighters, including Dimitri Bivol and potentially Zorda Ramirez.
Opportunity to fight. We've been in talks fighting Zorda Ramirez for his belts at cruiserweight. So we're already in talks of that, you know, and then that's definitely a fight that has to happen because I used to spar him when I was 18 years old. All the way, you know, I sparred him a lot, so I know that's a pay-per-view fight. So it was a pay-per-view sparring session, so the fight is going to be, you know, way better. But yeah, definitely, that's in my sights. You know, I definitely want to go up to cruiserweight. You know, I want to be a reigning defending champion at light heavyweight and then make my way up to cruiserweight. But
even though Benavidez clearly respects Crawford and doesn't want to face him, he's essentially handing over the 168-pound crown.
Put 5, that's right.
Wow. That's cheating. That's cheating.
I love it.
That is cheating.
That's a heel turn. You the boss.
That is heel.
That's a heel turn.
I love it. You got 5.
Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Roy at his peak. Just remember this. If Roy would have retired after the Ruiz fight, he would have replaced Sugar Ray Robinson as the greatest fighter of all time.
I agree.
Right?
I
but
agree.
he didn't, and the rest of that stuff is in there, right? So I get it. But Roy at his peak, I think, had a higher peak than anyone on this list.
I agree.
Okay, Manny Pacquiao, we've all said it a million times. I think he is, outside of Sugar Ray Robinson, I have Manny Pacquiao's second greatest pound-for-pound fighter ever. Floyd Mayweather never lost. And did he cherry pick when and where? Yes. But guys, from 130, 135, he cleaned out 135. He beat the best guy at 130, beat the best guy at 135. Yes, did he pick and choose at 140, 47, and 54? Yeah, but he won all those fights.
That's right.
And he beat a lot of good fighters.
No.
And more than that, put Floyd at his best with anyone through history. You do not.
It raises a lasting question. Did Big Ego's pride cost him the belts and deny fans the ultimate showdown? Or is David Benavidez simply avoiding the fighter he just placed on Mount Rushmore? That's a wrap for today's video. Hit the bell, follow, and leave a like if you enjoyed it, so you don't miss what's coming next. Share your thoughts in the comments, and we'll see you in the next one.